Hello, my name is Rachel Roberts, and in my presentation today, I'm going to talk a little bit about the problems that arise when a business gets too big too fast, and then we'll spend some time discussing some strategies that both new entrants and established businesses can use to combat those problems and be successful as their business grows. Conventional wisdom tells businesses that they should get big fast by growing their market share and keeping prices low. Usually, this is a great strategy, but in some situations, this approach hurts. This is because when businesses grow rapidly, they sometimes forget to consider the differences among their customers. The Harvard Business Review article found that customer groups can differ in two important ways, and failing to consider these differences can lead to a business with disjointed goals that serves two customer bases poorly instead of a united customer base well. These differences in customer groups are mutual attraction and asymmetric attraction. Consider two groups of Twitter users, one with an interest in politics and another that is passionate about entertainment. There's some overlap between these groups, such as when a celebrity's activism is highlighted, but for the most part, these groups stick to themselves. This is an example of weak mutual attraction. What does weak mutual attraction between customers mean for a business? It means that not all customers benefit from the presence of every other customer. Having a strong customer base of technologically sophisticated customers will not convince those who are not technologically sophisticated to become customers. Consider the following example. When eBay entered the Chinese market, most online auctions were for tech equipment. Taobao knew they couldn't compete in this area, so instead they focused on people looking for clothes. Customers searching for clothes were not impressed that techies were using eBay. They wanted to shop where fashionistas were. Taobao used this to dominate the Chinese market. In any network, some customers are more equal than others. Think about a mall. The anchor stores are very important for getting customers to the mall and into all the stores. But the anchor stores don't benefit much, if at all, from the smaller stores. This relationship runs in one direction. It is asymmetric attraction. In markets with asymmetric attraction, getting big fast doesn't work out well. Businesses do better when they restrict their customer base and then use those customers to attract everyone else when they're ready. A lack of selectivity in the beginning can weaken a growing network. Indiscriminate growth undermines the network effects you are trying to achieve. Knowing this, how can new businesses take advantage of these differences among customers to gain an edge? For networks in which the mutual attraction of customers varies, first, pick off the most interested. Follow the example of the New York Times, who, when they expanded into local markets, first focused on readers with a strong interest in international news. When these internationally minded readers switched from local papers to the Times, local papers reduced global coverage, which led to more local readers of the New York Times and national advertisers as the New York Times expanded into regions across the U.S. This eventually either split the market with the local competition or took the local market completely. New entrants can also create an exclusive experience for their customers to take business from incumbents. eHarmony used asymmetric attraction to its advantage when it went after customers seeking long-term relationships. By creating an exclusive customer base of commitment seekers, it was able to take the market from other online dating sites. At some point, dominant players in mature network-based industries face diminishing returns as they attempt to acquire new customers. A 2013 working paper estimated that the exclusive distribution contract for Apple's first iPhone was worth more than $20 billion to AT&T, but the extra customers were only worth $3 billion to Verizon. This paper offers 3 suggestions to incumbent players for when opportunities in existing markets begin to dry up. Sustainable growth generally comes from 1. Entering adjacent markets, 2. Expanding into new geographies, and 3. Adding complementary features. Considering the differences among your customers will guide which of these you pursue. Adjacent markets are closely related but not identical markets, and there are usually several to choose from. Assess the level of mutual attraction between your customers and customers in adjacent markets. Consider TripAdvisor. They have captured more than twice the market share compared to their next competitor in the destinations and accommodations category. TripAdvisor considered expanding into restaurants or flights. Reviews of past flights are poor predictors of the quality of future flights, and a given review is mostly irrelevant to the next customer. Restaurant performance and reviews, on the other hand, are good predictors of future behaviors. What TripAdvisor customers value in hotels carries over to restaurants, but not flights. When Wikipedia sought to expand into foreign language online encyclopedias, it considered a large range of networks. One option was to select a large market where few people speak English and thus could not use the English language entries. Instead, it selected countries where English was a popular second language in order to leverage current English language entries. By targeting these customers, bilingual readers benefited directly from the U.S. network effects, and the monolingual readers were served by the local language entries prepared by bilingual authors. Carefully considering geographic expansion allowed Wikipedia to exploit advantages from existing networks and eventually expand. As businesses expand into adjacent markets and new geographies, levels of both mutual attraction and asymmetric attraction increase. The strategic priority lies in not exploiting differences, but in finding ways to bridge them. One of the best ways to do this is to offer a complement to existing customers. Facebook became a global enterprise despite competitors through social games like Farmville. These games allowed users to interact with strangers, bridging the difference between Norwegians and Americans. Additionally, it spread the cost of game development over millions of users. This engagement among users allowed Facebook to expand its market share above that of its competitors. In summary, new entrants need to pick off the most interested and create an exclusive experience in order to overtake incumbents. Existing businesses should look for opportunities for sustainable growth from entering adjacent markets, expanding into new geographies, or adding complementary features. The strength of a network effect is up to the business.